My names are Olaiton Oluwafemi Abayomi. Okay. I used to be a stand-up comedian. Like I tell jokes, crack jokes, and I think the one everyone knows me for is tutorials. I take tutorials. But aside that, I am a funny person. I tell jokes. My likes and dislikes. Okay. I hate. Or okay, let me not use it. What I dislike is I dislike dishonesty. Like when you want something from someone, you should be clear about it, not trying to use the person. Most times I have been used because of my popularity and things I have to offer. So I dislike when someone is not being transparent. I dislike dishonesty. So what I like, I so many things: loyalty, faithfulness, so many honesty and the likes. Okay, how do I respond to this? Okay, I would like to respond with the letter that I was sent from the Student Parliamentary Council and what it entailed. I would just like to read it out. So, contained in this letter from the Student Parliamentary Council, I don't know if you can see this. So, it says the summons is issued on the information that she collected the shuttle service monthly revenue, which was supposed to be under the affairs of Independent Transport Regulatory Committee. And also, you failed to give monthly account of financial transactions of the union to date. So that's two things. They said one, I collected the shuttle monthly revenue, which was supposed to be under the Independent Transport Regulatory Committee, and then I didn't give a financial report of the activities of the union. So now let me address this. So the first one, constitutionally, under the Supreme LASUSU Constitution, the money of the ITRC, sorry, the shuttle, they are meant to be paid into the union's account. And who are people that are the signatory to the union's account? The financial secretary, the president, and the treasurer. So this particular money, I collected it, and what? We don't have a working account yet. What do I mean by working account? That is the Student Executive Council. We are still in the process of doing change of signatory. So the current signatory to the account are still the former ESCOs, the 33rd administration. They are still the signatory. So we, the 34th, we are still in the process of doing change of signature. So when we collected this money, we could not deposit the money into the account. So instead, myself and the treasurer, we met with the president on how this money will be shared. And as at then, the SPC have not had their business sitting. They have not appointed independent transport regulatory committee, because this committee is a committee that will be appointed from the Student Parliamentary Council first business sitting. So they've not had that as at when we collected the shuttle money. That was January 26. So since we don't have ITRC yet, so there's no committee that can go and collect money from the shuttle. So, and this money is to be paid into the union's account, in which I am a signatory. So I collected the money, and constitutionally, under the Supreme LASUSU Constitution, Section 32, subsection 11. So after collecting any money, I am to remit it to the treasurer within 48 hours of collection, in which I did. So we gave a particular amount of money from the money collected from the shot to the speaker. And the remaining part, as at that time, the president's chief of staff, Comrade Ali, was in the hospital then because he broke his leg while trying to defend the president. So the president suggested that after giving the speaker a particular amount of money, the remaining money should be donated to Ali's parents, in which it was given out to the Ali's parents. So that was how the issue of the shuttle money went. So the Independent Transport Regulatory Committee was yet to be constituted because the SPC have not had their first business sitting. So there's no committee available to collect the money from the shuttle. And constitutionally, they are to remit to the union. And the money is for the what? The union's account. So since there's no Transport Regulatory Committee, I took the money and gave it to the treasurer, and the president told us how to share the money. Some went to the speaker, and the remaining was a donation to Comrade Ali's parents. And the second part in which I was summoned for was I didn't give a monthly report. Now they were asking for a monthly report for January. Now, like I said earlier, the Student Executive Council don't have a working account yet. We are not yet signatories to the account, even till date. So the 33rd administration are the signatories. So we have not had any transactions that warrants me dropping a monthly report. And constitutionally, the Auditor General will be the one to send me a notice, 48 hours notice, that he wants me to what? To bring the financial statement for auditing, in which the Auditor General did not do, and I was summoned. So, which means that they are supposed to follow the due process, which is the Auditor General is the only one that has the constitutional right to audit the account of the SEC, in which the Auditor General did not do. He did not ask for, he did not send me any letter that he wants to audit my account. He didn't send any letter that he wants to do anything. I was just summoned that I did not give a monthly report. And I can't even give a monthly report. Why? We've not had transactions. We have not had access to the account yet. The 33rd are still the signatories, even to date. So there was no records of any transaction. So um, that's that. So on the issue of financial misappropriation, that's all about it. The shuttle money, there was no committee to collect it, and I collected it and gave to the treasurer, and the president asked us to share it, some to the speaker, and the remaining was a donation. And the second issue about our monthly report, you can't give a monthly report. Why? We don't have an account yet. So that's that. Okay, on the issue of managing the budget, that is why one of the things I mentioned in my manifesto is transparency. Transparency in what form? There's proper records of everything that's being done. There are what proper records of the money coming in, the money going out, everything going on. There are proper records for it. So definitely, at the end of our tenure, there's going to be what? An independent audit committee that will come in to audit our account. So definitely there's going to be transparency. So there won't be any form of mismanagement. So every money that comes in, that goes out, they'll be properly recorded. So there's transparency. All right. The legacy I would want to leave behind is one, I intend on changing the perspective of the finance conference. You see, the finance conference has always been just bringing in guest speakers. They just speak about finance, about economics, and the likes. But this time around, the legacy I want to leave behind is I want the annual finance conference to also be about empowerment. That is, students who have good business ideas will support them with capital from the Office of the Financial Secretary in the Finance Conference. So one of my legacy I want to leave behind is changing the perspective of Finance Conference yearly. Finance Conference should also include empowerment, whereby students that have good business ideas, we give them like a little capital to support them, probably like a 50,000. If possible, we get better brands, 100,000. So, and also the students also get the platform to what? To network and meet big brands that they can, one thing about networking is you never can tell where you can benefit from it later. Networking is very, very good. So aside from empowerment, they also get what? Networking opportunities. So that's the legacy I want to leave behind. The yearly finance conference should not just be about guest speakers coming in, talking about finance, just borrowing the students, but also students should benefit from it. That's the legacy.